Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the rest of 2022. So this will cover the period of time between here, now in August, all the way through to December 31st. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Cancer. Now I am using the Gilded Tarot, the Kipper Oracle deck, as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up here and in view, and we'll get right into it. All right, we'll go ahead and take 3 of these tarot cards to clarify. We'll also take 1, 2, 3 Kipper cards, and we'll take 3 Oracle cards. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have the 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups is really, you love to see it. 9 of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. This person's like really living their best life. They're throwing their cup in the air. Presumably clients and customers are coming into their small business. Things are going well for this person, and this represents this idea of being content with having 9 out of 10 cups overflowing. Of course, there always is the 10 of Cups, but this person is content with having, for the time being, 9 of the 10 cups being upright, being full, enjoying themselves. And this is really a card that can indicate emotional contentment, generally being happy with the situation you find yourself in, and that type of energy. So definitely a good sign to get this card, especially as if you've made a wish or you've thrown a wish out to the universe. You definitely love to see the 9 of Cups. So let's go ahead and see what else might be coming in here for you over the next, call it 4.5 months, for the rest of the year here. So what will this wish be around, or what has this wish been around for you? Well, in the overall situation or the current situation, you do have the Sun card, and the Sun is the most positive card to find in a reading. For me, it's the best omen in the tarot because it's the most positive, it's the happiest card as well to find in a reading. And also think about it this way, the planets revolve around the sun. So this card has a lot of gravity associated with it, right? There's a lot of gravity to the Sun card. So this is about joy, celebration, obviously happiness, good times. And the Sun is also this idea of potentially an important truth coming to light. The Sun card is a card of truth, in that if there's anything that is not right or wrong or off, that thing will be exposed by the ray of the sun. And you can also rest assured when you get the Sun card that truth is on your side, particularly if you have been sort of maintaining a high vibration for yourself. If you've been doing the things that you know you need to do, there's nothing to worry about. And in fact, you may even get really nice benefits for living in your truth, or speaking your truth, or being your truth, which is almost always the case. The Sun card, along with that, is also a message of self-expression. And, it's a lot easier to express ourselves to the fullest extent when we are happy. And it seems like for some of you, there's true happiness available to you between now and the end of the year with the Sun and the 9 of Cups. Definitely one of the better readings I've done so far. Some of the readings have been a little heavy, but yours has been very, very nice. Or yours looks like it could be very, very nice here. In the problem position, you have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands, this talks about a burden that you may be carrying on your back. So in the problem position, I would say, you're being called on or asked to lift any burdens that are affecting your health, or affecting your mental health, or affecting your emotional well-being, or especially in this case, affecting your happiness. If there is something that is pulling at your happiness, I would really look to drop that burden to the best of your ability. I know it's easier said than done. The thing about the 10 of Wands is it is a completion, but as it is in the problem position, it's possible that some of you are completing something, but you feel like there's this constant cycle of more. It's like more and more and more, like you have to do a little bit more. Even just when you think something is over, the Ten of Wands in the problem position can be like, nope, there's more, there's another leg to go, there are more things to do. That is often the case, right? But here's the deal. With the sun, with that influence, the sun's influence, it will negate the negative qualities or the challenging aspects of the cards around it. And so for you, you almost have like the perfect kind of antidote to the Ten of Wands with the sun below it. So what I see going on here for you between now and the end of the year is that you may be, faced with a burden, or there may be a challenge here with the Ten of Wands showing up, but you're not going to let that, that you're not going to let that lower your happiness in any way, and you're not going to let that affect your peace, is what I really felt like saying. You're not going to let that affect your peace at this time. In the past, you have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is all about a transition in one's life, going to new places, going to new shorelines, sailing on calmer waters. This says that there could be something new that has been happening here in your life. And some of you could have recently decided to move. Some of you could have recently decided to pass on from somebody or move on from somebody. And I think move on is probably the right word, transition away from something or someone that just wasn't working for you. The card that comes before the Six of Swords is the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is some type of like loss or challenge or defeat. And so it's possible that some of you have in the past year successfully dealt with some type of obstacle, and I would just keep that in mind as you look at this Ten of Wands in the problem position, because for me, that suggests that you probably, that suggests that you've been successful before, you've successfully handled, difficult situations in the past, and there's no reason why you can't handle any sort of burden or challenge that comes forward for you between now and the next 4.5 months. And so I feel like for some of you, you've also maybe spent time figuring out what makes you peaceful, or you've spent time like sort of thinking about what peaceful looks like to you. If you think about the water here, it's calm, it's serene, you can see the light of the moon on the water. It's like a peaceful type of energy, and it's sort of like a peaceful transition to somewhere new. You could even say that the Six of Swords is like a rite of passage. And so I think some of you have been sort of making upgrades to your peace, to your happiness, to your well-being here. And I think now you're sort of armed and with the knowledge of where you want to keep going, where you want to be, and you can bring that with you forward as you move along with the rest of this year. Now, in the future, you have the Lovers card, and the Lovers obviously can refer to relationships in one's life, a deep connection to another person. Obviously, like this would be a significant other or a very significant person in your life. The Lovers card also, though, is a card of duality. And the reason being is Lovers represents the sign of Gemini. Gemini is the sign of duality. And then you can also see here that there are two people, two dolphins, right? It's this idea of duality. And so when you get the Lovers card, it can say that you're maybe kind of trying to keep all the plates in the air. You're kind of living between two worlds. You're kind of, dealing with a burden, but also not allowing the burden to wreck your happiness or endanger your happiness in any way. I definitely feel like that is something that some of you are doing. I also think coming in here between now and the end of the year, there's something around an important choice that you have to make. The Lovers can represent an important choice to make in one's life. And, where this important choice could be around is probably the area of your happiness. I know I sound like a broken record, but with the Sun and the Nine of Cups, that's like about happiness for you, and also wishes coming true. And so there could be some important choices that you make that inch you closer to a wish kind of coming forward, or that inch you closer to attaining true happiness. In your thoughts, what you can't see, what you can see. So this is what you're aware of. This is what you're conscious of. In your thoughts, you have the Eight of Cups, and this person is walking away from something that's no longer serving them. So again, I feel like, and I'm pretty sure I just said this, but I think some of you have decided to transition away from a situation or a person or an event that wasn't supporting your happiness and wasn't supporting your peace. And for me, I love the Eight of Cups because it's a card of empowerment. This person has their back turned towards the cups that no longer serve them, towards the spilled cups, the empty cups, the broken cups, and instead they are walking towards the Nine of Cups, which is representative of them walking towards their dreams, walking towards their wishes. And this is big for you. So I feel like, you know, you're going to be making choices here that really get you closer, And one of the choices you might make between now and the next, call it 4.5 months, one of the choices you might make is just dropping something or someone that's not working, like continuing to sort of kind of take inventory of what's working and what is not working and letting go of the things that don't work. In the subconscious, what you can't see or the hidden, you do have this Hierophant card. The Hierophant is something that's traditional. This could be marriage, okay? This could be marriage. I'm like kind of not really sure what's going on here relationship-wise, because you have the Lovers, you have the Hierophant, you have the Two of Cups, but you also have the Devil, and then it's like you have the Sun, the Nine of Cups. So it's like you have, on one hand, you have walking away and transitioning away. On the other hand, you have happiness. So it's hard for me to say, like, if your relationship is going well, then I would say that that's going to continue going well and strengthening. If not, then that might be, for some of you, that might be like the important choice you're making. The reality is that like everything in life, there's a risk. Like even marriage is a risk. You know, there are people who wake up and say, you know what, I don't really want to be with you anymore. That does happen. And so I don't know if like that's a situation that's going on here or what. That might be relevant for some people. But essentially, if there's something here that's just not supporting your happiness, that's what you're walking away from, whatever it is. Now, in the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have the Strength card, okay? And so this is you being ready and willing to do the hard work. The Strength card is a card of willpower. It is a card of standing strong in your purpose, standing strong in your strength, and going for something. This is about overcoming an internal obstacle. This is overcoming something that is uniquely challenging to you. And being brave, okay? Being able to have bravery in the face of difficulty, and specifically bravery over something that's challenging to you. Okay, I've said that already, but that's really the point, where it's like this isn't somebody else's problem to hurdle over or to surmount. The Strength card is your problem to work through. And again, this is, I think, relating to your like individual happiness here is so crucial and key for you between now and the end of the year. So I think, that's probably what's coming forward. Now, in the external influence, you do have the Two of Cups, which is a deep union between you and another person. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, is a very good combination for relationships, very good combination for love, especially with the Hierophant, which can be about marriage. It is a major card of marriage. And the Sun is just a positive card in any type of reading. So this is coming in the external. So that's something that's outside of you, or that could be related to another person. So again, I'm just going to leave this one up in the air. It really depends on your love situation. Like for some of you, I feel like some of you, you're maybe you've been dating for some time and you're ready to move to the next level. But you know, for others of you here, there is a very clear walking away transition energy as well with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. So it really just depends. But there is a partnership that is kind of being highlighted here between now and the next 4.5 months for you to look at, whether it's challenging or not challenging or positive. It's probably positive with the Sun and the Nine of Cups. But again, the curveball is the walking away energy. The other curveball is the Devil card, which is showing up in your hopes and fears. Okay, so the Devil is a card of our shadows. It's something that we have to work through in this lifetime. However, it can also be a challenging person, or it could be a toxic person. It could be somebody who is who has like power issues, like somebody who needs to wield power. This card could come forward when there are issues around power and control. And so some of you are fearing a person like this, or you're fearing that maybe somebody you meet has these qualities, something like that. In the outcome, you have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a card of attraction, okay? And not just physical attraction, but attraction generally. The Queen of Wands can have whatever they want in this lifetime, but they must be authentic. And so going back to the theme of this reading, what makes you, what authentically makes you happy? Like, the question that I would ask you to really think about between now and the end of the year is, what truly makes you happy? Not somebody else, not other people, but what is it that makes you happy? If you go in that direction, this Queen of Wands is like, here you go, right? You can attract what you want. And so that's truly what I feel like for some of you is coming in here over the next 4.5 months. Let's go and take a look at these 3 tarot cards. So you have the Nine of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and you have the Ace of Swords. So the Nine of Wands is really about resistance or even persevering. It depends on which way you kind of look at it. For you, I think it's about persevering and not losing sight of your happiness. The Eight of Pentacles is all about your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and also maybe positive movement forward in your life. Some of you are really getting down to work and doing the work that you want to be doing. And the Ace of Swords is a successful new beginning. It is the clouds in the background clearing, making way for something new. It is new energy in your life, and it's a very, very good card to find. In the Kipper, you have change, concern, in main male. Again, there's just another person showing up here at this time. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I just read these cards as energies, so it really doesn't matter. This could be any type of person, but there is another person showing up here that's weighing heavily on you between now and the end of the year. And some of you are just contemplating change related to that person or within that situation, whether this is, let's move in together, let's tie the knot, let's do whatever, or let's move on from each other. I'm not, like, this isn't for me anymore. You know, it really depends. Like I said, it's up to your situation truly in a reading like this. You have Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. You have Kuan Yin, Care and Compassion. Choose to be loved. Do what is right and for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. And then you also have Gaia, Earth Connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. Ground yourself, and I would say ground yourself in happiness. I know it sounds a little cliche or gimmicky, but that's truly what I feel. There is something about you connecting yourself to your true happiness and what makes you authentically happy, and move into those areas between now and the end of the year. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.